This is the video review for Transformers Fall of Cybertron Thundercracker. As you can see, this packaging may be a little bit different. I picked him up yesterday at Walmart, and if we zoom in here, you can see that what's different about this one is that there was a comic book included with this. Overall, it's a very nice figure. I've never had a Thundercracker before, so I decided to get this one. And they've marked it with the 30 years of Transformers. Overall, it's a very nice figure. Like I said before, it's different than their normal packaging because this is what it normally looks like. You can see it's just, they usually have their art up here and the figure inside with just this little bit down here. But as you can see, very cool. So anyway, I don't like to waste too much time on the box. I like to get straight to it. So let's open this guy up and see how he looks. So here we have him in his robot mode, and as you can see on the video, his light piping is amazing for his head. It's coming through very nicely on the camera. I like that. As you can see, he has his twin cannons here that do spin. On another video review done by Pia, or however he pronounces his name, he does the one for Starscream. And anyway, he explains all about the weapons, and matter of fact, they can actually combine. Like that. And then because of the gear mechanism, they spin together. And this is actually meant to look like the, I think, neutron assault rifle from Fall of Cybertron. So anyway, very nice touch. Personally, I don't care for it. Because of these handles, he could hold it out from him with both hands, you know, and double barrel it, or hold it in one hand, sort of something like that, you know. Anyway, personally, I like to have the one cannon on each shoulder, very reminiscent of G1. But overall, he has very nice coloring. I don't know if you can see on the wings. It's very nicely done. I don't care for the product number on his wing right here. It's it just kind of sticks out there. For a nicely done figure, that is one drawback. Not overall detracting, but anyway, it's there, and you know, I guess what, I can live with it. Who cares? Detailing on the arms, the legs, everything. Like I said, I don't go over everything because I don't care to. Again, if I mispronounce his name, Pia, he goes over all the flexibility, the joints, and everything. And you know what? For a modern figure, it has appropriate mobility with his joints, you know, and everything. So anyway, again, the coloring, just the little bits in here, the Decepticon logo and the stripes on the wings, I mean, is the little bits of paint on this guy that make him quite excellent. I mean, overall, the design is very true to the game, and it's very nice, you know. They got the canopy right with Thundercracker here, you know. Starscream's is kind of a, his is a yellowish orange. Thundercracker's has always been like yellow. So I mean, they're making little bits of changes to these to make it appropriate. And anyway, I think it's very well done. Again, just a little detailing like right there on his chest. If you can see that, it's a little bit of purple paint. Again, on the back, kind of the same thing there and there. I keep just complimenting this figure, probably more than I mean to. But again, robot mode is a definite plus, and it's done very nicely. So anyway, going to go ahead and put him in vehicle mode. So hold on just a second. Before I show Thundercracker in his vehicle mode, I wanted to show you this. This is the comic book that chronicles an adventure of his. Something very interesting. Shows a character from Beast Wars, Waspinator. Don't know why exactly he's in there. because he's not supposed to come along until like 200 years afterwards, and he's a lot smaller than all the Decepticons, but you know, whatever. It's a nice homage, and he's in there quite a few times. So, anyway, haven't read this yet, but maybe I'll get the chance. Anyway, back to Thundercracker. Essentially, you know, these are, you see all the same parts you've saw before in robot mode, just shifted around, obviously. As far as looks for it go, very accurate to the game, and you can kind of see sort of a inspiration for where animated came from. I believe the first game came out before then. I could be mistaken. If I am, let me know in the comments. But you know, the wings slipping forward and all that stuff, you know, for these type of figures, you know, it works. But overall, I'm glad I got this one instead of a Starscream, because like I said, I've never had a Thundercracker, and the blue paint scheme with all the little details like I mentioned before, they work perfectly on this mold. You know, jet mode is really good too. I don't think it's as good as robot mode, but it holds its own, most definitely. There's not an angle I don't like on it. It looks very cool. You know, you gotta have the cannons on here to have the full effect, but even without them, you know, it's still got a mean look to it. A little bit sleeker, you know, whatever, but because the cannons draw from the wings with them being the size they are. However, it's not a big deal. But overall, I think this is a good figure if you like Seekers, and if you're like me, you know, I don't get every one of them. Matter of fact, I've stopped buying them, with the exception of yesterday, obviously. There's just some that, you know, you're like, well, that is there's just something about it that, you know, draws you to it. There's lots of them that are like medium, you know, oh, they're cool, but, you know, you're not going to rush out and buy them. This one, would I recommend it? Yeah. You know, I don't really care for the character of Thundercracker. Out of all my Seekers, I think, you know, Starscream is not my favorite. Skywarp is. You know, he's a thug. So, anyway. But, you know, this thing right here, if you want to shell out about $12.90, go for it. Is he worth it? No, but that's just because, you know, my perspective on money is a little bit different. Anyway, great figure. I would recommend him. So anyway, this has been a review for Transformers Fall of Cybertron, Thundercracker.